Hey YouTube. Um, First and foremost, I now have a beard. Secondly, I am a little bit ill. I don't know what's coming down, but it's probably going to just be a cold or something, so if I sound a bit off, that's why. But yes, no, I've decided to grow myself a beard, see what happens, see how long I can get it, see how much I can get away with at work before they start bitching and moaning because I look like a hobo. Seems to be going okay so far. It's growing nice, it's nice and soft, it's level, it's not been done today because I've not been at work, but that's beside the point. And yeah, I thought I'd get that out of the way because it's the most obvious thing, and then go into a few things I want to talk about, a bit of an update, a vlog, if you will. So, update on me really. I got bored and bought myself an Xbox One. I can't remember if I mentioned that in the last video or not, but yes, I did that. I recently bought myself a bike, second hand, and it's tried to kill me on numerous occasions, so I've put that one to bed and I'm not riding it ever again. The amount of repairs I've had to make on it is kind of laughable. I will go through the list just for you lot. So the handlebars came loose first of all, and by loose I mean that the way that they go in nowadays, they're in like a loop, and the screw goes through which tightens it and keeps it in. This screw kept unscrewing itself, which is really annoying because I live on a hill, and I ride down this hill, and I get quite fast on this hill, and when the handlebars move, the brakes move with it, so I'm either trying to reach really far over, so I'm like that, or really far back, so I'm like that and breaking my hand. And if it was quiet, that wouldn't be so much it'd still be scary as fuck, I'm not gonna lie, but it wouldn't be as much of an issue as when I actually walk, or bike in this case, to work, because it's around the time all the schools kick out. So here I am rolling down the hill at around 20-25 miles an hour on a push bike, unable to get to my brakes because of the position, and just children everywhere, like just everywhere. Now, as funny as it is to see how far you can knock one flying, it's not great in the long run, in the long haul, so that wasn't fun. So I managed to fix that in the end. I ended up changing the bolt out completely and doing it so tight that I don't think God himself couldn't do it, which was fine. Then the gears didn't work, so I was stuck in one gear, which I didn't mind too much because it was one of the high ones, so I could get quite fast, which I like. Still not fixed that to this day because I have no idea what I'm doing with the gears. It's completely wholly new territory to me. I look at it and just think it's something that NASA's created. So that was the thing. Then the pedal decided to fall off and is unrepairable unless I buy a new keyway for it and a new pedal arm, because the inside has actually worn off that much that it doesn't matter how much I tighten it up, it will always come loose and it will always come off. Yay! If that wasn't enough, the wheel then buckled to the point where it's at that sort of an angle, which means that the tyre is hitting against the frame, so it's like I'm biking with the brakes permanently on. I adjusted it so it wasn't as bad, only to find that in doing so I then had no brakes, which is worse than trying to be able to find the brakes. Believe me, there's nothing worse than pressing the thing so hard that it's touching the handlebars and you're still going just as fast. That I can tell you is scary, because there are a lot of roads on the crossings on the way from the top of the hill right into town. I did not like that, and that was the final straw when I was just like, do you know what, I'm done. I will walk until I can afford a brand new bike, because that's going to kill me. And as much as people would probably enjoy dancing across my grave, especially if I go out in a burning pit of flames on a bicycle, it's not something I want. I'm actually kind of happy with my life right now. So that was the thing. Also, I am getting a new patio. I have finally worked it out so I can get enough money so I can have a patio in my back garden. I will then be buying myself a nice barbecue, patio set, and in the end game I want to get fencing, because that means that I can let the dog out and he can just sit and bathe in the sun, and I don't have to worry about him chasing dogs, cats, hedgehogs, mice, anything with four legs, and trying to play with them, stroke, eat them. So yeah, that would be nice. But yes, the patio is done. I priced it all up, and on Friday when I get paid, I will be going down and acting like a very rich motherfucker, even though I'm quite poor still. So yeah. Speaking of poor, I thought I'd lead and say a little bit on politics, even though it's a little bit late, but I figure let it calm down, let everybody get it all out of the system, and then say something on it. I didn't vote. I didn't vote out of principle and out of the fact that I'm not sure I'm actually on the electoral roll anyway. I haven't voted for a number of years. I don't ever intend to vote anyway until we get a party that I deem fit and worthy, because I don't see anybody able to run this country, and my views on a totalitarian government, that's a big word for a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, a totalitarian government is probably the best way of doing it. Democracy doesn't work. Democracy's never worked. Democracy never will work. You get too many people that don't agree with the situation, doesn't agree with the outcome. Even though it's been a fair vote, they don't agree with it. Which causes friction, which causes trouble, which causes compromises. And compromises are the devil's work, if you want to go all religious and bullshit. I'm not, but yeah. If you compromise, you are therefore settling, and I don't agree with settling. It's an all or nothing. Everybody that knows me knows this. So that's my thing on the actual government itself. Now that we have a government, and now that we have a Conservative government, I'm a bit two-sided with it. I don't like the Tories, I don't like the way they act, but I can see the logic in what they do. I can see the fact that they give no shits, and they are doing what they believe is right. And that's the thing. They're not doing what they believe the people want, they are doing what they believe the people need. Now, whether that's the rich people or the poor people, doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. Class is something you're never going to eradicate, and if you do, then the economy basically fucks up anyway. Again, my personal opinion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, it's just my opinion. Which, by the way, makes me right. The NHS doesn't really bother me. I haven't been to the doctors in over 10 years. I don't intend on going anytime soon. I don't trust the NHS in its current state because it's not getting enough money anyway. So if they do privatise it and do make it so that you have to pay, so what? You'll probably end up getting better care. Again, personal opinion. The benefits scheme and stuff, the only thing that's going to affect me now is working tax. Yes, it kind of sucks for anybody that is using the benefit system, but at the end of the day, it doesn't work in its current state anyway. It didn't work when the Labour's changed it. It's never worked. It punishes those that need it, and it gives it to those that don't. And I don't really see how cutting those benefits is a bad thing. Because if people genuinely do need it, there are ways that they can either get money, they can get the food banks, they can do what's needed. They're not going to create a load of homeless people, because that means that there's homes that are going unsold, so they're going to want to keep them in that. And now I'm not on benefits, I'm in a fairly decent paid job, I enjoy my job, I can't see me losing my job anytime soon, unless I make some momentous cock up, but I'm not that stupid. So yeah, the benefits doesn't affect me either, so I'm not overly fussed by it. The banks are always going to screw us over. But I will wait with bated breath. They might pull us out, they might make us worse. At the end of the day, the minute you give men in power with more money than you, you're already fucked anyway. You might as well just bend over and let them ram you as much as you fucking damn well please. And that goes for Labour, that goes for the Green Party, that goes for the Lean Dems, and it especially goes for UKIP. So, I don't know, I think we've got the lesser of the evils, in my personal honest opinion. So that's out of the way. So we've covered my beard, we've covered the bike trying to kill me, we've covered my new patio, which I will be taking pictures of and or a video of when it's finished, and during it's being done, because my manager's going to be the one that's laying the patio. It's comedy gold right there. We've covered a bit of politics, even though people are probably going to hate my opinions on it. Now I want to talk a little bit about mistakes, because certain things have come to light to me that mistakes have been made. Not on my part, I've not made the mistakes. I genuinely believe that, and I'm not going to back down on that. But other people have made mistakes that have, in one way or another, either affected me, affected people that I know, or have especially affected themselves. Now, mistakes happen. They always will happen. They always are going to happen. You learn from your mistakes. Of course, if you're really smart, you learn from other people's. But it's not the mistake that matters, as weird as that sounds. It's what you do after the mistake that matters. It's how you cope with what happens. It's how you respond. It is a test of your willpower. It is a test of your strength. It is a test of your demeanour. And it is a test of your character. If you make a mistake, you have one of three options, in my opinion. You can either wallow in it, let it eat you alive, and just have self-pity for the rest of your goddamn life. You can get up, shake it off, and, like I say, respond to it. Make sure that that mistake never happens again, or if it happens again, you're prepared for it so you can deal with it better, because some mistakes you can't help. You're not going to help if, yeah. The third one is to just ignore it and pretend like you didn't make a mistake. Now, this is the point in the video where people go, "That's what he's doing." It's not what I'm doing, because I genuinely didn't make a mistake. The only mistake I made was, I know, contradictory. I'm on that. But the only mistake I could have made, there you go, is that I was probably a bit too strong, a bit too me. However, the person in question that this information has come to light had a choice to make, and she made that choice, which is fair enough. I'm going to hold it against her for that. It was the wrong choice, as it turns out, and I'm not going to lie when I'm gloating a little bit, because that's the type of person I am. Now, as angry as I get more angry at myself for knowing damn well that these people that make these mistakes, that affect me and my friends, they make the mistakes because I care about them. They make the mistakes because I give a damn. And the problem is, I don't just stop giving a damn. As much as I wish I could stop giving a damn, I can't. Now, this is the reason why I generally do the things I do when relationships, friendships, families, whatever, break down. I do it because it's a protection mechanism, because I know what I'm like. I'm not so much self-destructive, but I have, let's call it damsel in distress syndrome. I see people in trouble and I need to help them. I can't help it. I've done it so many times. I've done it with my ex, I've done it with this person, I'll probably do it again. If I see somebody and I know that they're going for a hard time or they're in trouble, I will generally do whatever it takes to make it not a problem. That usually involves lots of money, because it's the only way I know how to cope. I'm not very good with the whole emotional thing, but if I could chuck money at it and make them smile, then yeah, bad way of doing things, I know. But the other problem is that because I don't stop giving a damn, if I see them in trouble, and if I know they're in trouble, I generally knee-jerk, whether I want to or not, go and help them. It doesn't matter what they've done to me. Case in point is my ex. I will still help her out, no matter what's going on. No matter what she's done to me. She's a lying, cheating whorebag, but I will still help her out. And that's why I blocked her and didn't speak to her for nearly 2.5 years. Because if I don't get over it, I never will. And the same thing happened with this person in question. I could see the way it was going. I could see that it was going south fast, and I knew, because I went to see her, and I knew the minute that I was down that something wasn't right. So I formulated a plan, as I do. I got out, I waited to see what was going on, to see if I was confirmed or right or whatever, and then I let it go south really fast, because I'm not one to sit there and get hurt. If I can get out faster, I will. I still got hurt. I got hurt a lot, not gonna lie. But because all this information has come to light, and I know that things have gone on and she had some issues, I know that if she was to message me tomorrow out of the blue and say, I'm really sorry, I need your help, I shouldn't have done what I did, blah blah blah, like a twat, I'd act as if nothing ever happened, because it's not been long enough for me to get over it yet. And it's really frustrating to me, really frustrating, because that to me is weakness. That is my weakness, and that would be my mistake, because I would be opening myself to it all over again. Now, fair play to her, she knows that she's done wrong, she knows that she made a mistake, but she knows that she's going to get over it, which is the point, because it shows me that she doesn't need me, which is the problem, because if I thought she did, I wouldn't be on here now. I would probably be messaging her and making out like I was the bad guy. But like I say, this isn't just about her, and I'll just ranted on, but yeah. The point is, if you make a mistake, you've got those three choices, and the thing is, if you make the right choice after a mistake, people respect you a hell of a lot more, and respect is the only thing that matters, more than trust, because you don't trust somebody you don't respect, so they go hand in hand. So if you can earn somebody's respect by showing that you are not a moron, by picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, learning from your mistakes and saying fuck it, I'm not going to do that again, then you are a better person, and you can lead by example, which is what we need. Because if this country is in such a turmoilic state, is that even a word? It's a word now, it's a Chris word, turmoilic, there you go, dictionary that shit. But yeah, if you can lead by example in such a way that people respect you and in turn respect other people, then it will stop a lot of the problems. People are resenting other people for no other reason than their political incline. Who gives a shit who they vote for? That's why it's a democracy. If you're going to make democracy work, stop fucking up. But yeah, I'm going to go around in circles. So it's a bit of food for thought, something to get off my chest, because I was waiting for Arrow to download, because Arrow, and I've got Netflix now. Yay! But yeah, so food for thought, and I shall probably see you in a bit. I will probably see you next week when I decide to film my patio being built, because it will be awesome. Yay. So yeah, I shall see you again soon on YouTube. Ciao for now.